Misterton looked like when we first found her. Simon was quite pleased and excited. And she looked quite pretty, sat on her little mooring in Stainforth near Gore. Survey was done and said she was absolutely fine. So we took her back to Gore with the workmen, ready to do some work on her. Firstly we gutted the interior, over 3 tonnes we took off her. Then we started to discover holes everywhere. I got by with glasses of wine, scraping buckets of rust. Family began to come down and help us. Simon even had his stag weekend, helping Misterton prepare, and other friends came to help too. Finally, the interior is gutted and ready for spray foam. We've managed to get it insulated with this spray foam insulation. And now it's being lined. And this is Simon's workshop with daylight. You'll walk through here, past the workshop, on your left, straight into the living area. There will be, in that corner, a corner sofa, or maybe a sofa with a footstool. We're still discussing practicalities. And then you'll step up onto the higher level to dine. And then this is the library reading corridor. It's the library area. Under there is going to be a love seat and places for my books for me to read underneath the porthole. And we come through here. This is the second bedroom, which is the wall still to be finished. This is the bathroom, which I'm going to paint in about half an hour. And this is our bedroom, the main bedroom. You can see it has 2 layers. That's the lower layer. It's the higher level where the bed will be. This is the lower level, and along this wall will be my Sex in the City wardrobe. So I too will have a carry wardrobe that Simon is going to create for me. Up here is currently a hatch which will become a skylight, and up there will be a beautiful fish that Simon is going to create for us. This is going to be our home, and this is huge progress for how it looked when we first got it. You can see there the difference between the ceiling lining on and the ceiling with the insulation. Finally fitting a roof that means the rain will no longer come through the wheelhouse. So that's in grey to match the colour that the decks will get painted if it warms up, because at the moment it's the bank holiday weekend in August, the Reading and Leeds Festival weekend, and as you can guarantee with English weather, it's freezing cold. That's why I'm filming the men fitting the roof from inside the car. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and we've already bought 2 bottles of red wine and 4 cans of gin and tonic. What does that say about the state of play? Simon's worried that's going to come off. Look how corroded that is. That's the rudder. Looks like it might fall off one day, doesn't it? So it's a massive job. And today's weather is grey and grim. It's grim up north. And down there is another patch where I found a leak in the back cabin through the concrete, and when they dug that through, hit it with a hammer, it came through. There was water pouring out of there over an hour. They said the water came through there on Friday, and they took it out before they patched it up, and apparently there's a clip of it on Blu-ray which we're hoping to send me tomorrow. So that's now sorted as well. Little did we know that actually the bottom was full of holes, and we were about to take it round on the sea all the way to the Thames in London with the bottom full of holes. Why did you decide you wanted to live on Misterton?
Because I had a narrowboat that I was living on, and I loved that. It was, in some ways, I mean, the narrowboat's very easy, but it's just there's not a lot of space. And I always thought I'd like a bigger boat, so I just bought a narrowboat to see if I'd like living on boats, and I loved it. So I just thought I'd get a bigger boat, but not this big. But I think the whole Misterton thing came about because we looked at a variety of barges, including some Dutch barges, which seemed very popular. And while they're very pretty, they're just, for some reason, seem to like British things. So I've got two British cars. I had a British narrowboat, and I just like the British barges best. Yeah.
Very tight. Simon's steering beautifully. We go now that goes over a river. How crazy is that in this crazy world? Good manoeuvring there from Simon the captain. This is now the 5th of September 2009. There's the boat with the engine ticking over. Simon runs it one last time. This could be the last time we come and go to work on Misterton. As next Saturday, the 12th of September, hopefully Alan Pratt will collect her with his tugboat and tow her down to the Medway. So there she sits, quietly waiting to move to her next home. I don't mind saying, I was quite frightened when I saw this. I wondered if our boat was actually going to make it. But then coming under the Tower of London was pretty special. It was quite incredible, and the waves have really calmed down once we got past the Thames barrier. We had our party on the Battersea barge for our wedding the year before. I never thought I'd be taking our barge up the Thames past the Battersea barge a year later. Someone had to go on Misterton on the non-tidal Thames to help moor it up. There were no toilets, there was no tea making facilities, it was going to take a couple of hours. Simon was a great volunteer for that. And as we went into the lock, taking our journey further up the non-tidal Thames towards our new home, my battery died on my camera, so I couldn't record the actual moment, but it was darkness almost when we got there. But we did get there, and we lived there for a while. It was actually quite exciting. How were you feeling when the waves were going over the front of the boat?
It's alright, I mean, I take my cues from other people. If Alan Pratt was looking worried, well, he'd have slowed down for a start and turned back. I thought, if he's not worried, then why should I worry? He's been doing it for 40 years. And it feels like it's a lot closer now, because it's the first time since we've had Misterton that we're not actually sort of depending on, you know, the goodwill or the work of other people. It's all up to us now, which is great. I mean, even if we had a solid fuel stove and a candle, we could spend Christmas on here. You may not agree. I think that's achievable. So,
I'd like to make it known for the camera and anybody watching that I'm not sure about this idea of Christmas without heating. Simon and I may have to work out our differences over that one. Happy Christmas to us. It's Christmas Eve 2009 and it's Christmas Eve. So how are you feeling about being on your boat on Christmas Eve, Simon?
that's good.
This was the first voyage of Misterton in the Staines. Simon's getting ready. I might have to help him. Are you excited?
More nervous than excited.
So there's the mooring, and we're leaving. First time, it's arriving. And there's Simon driving the boat. Going under the first tree. So we took Misterton to a dry dock just to have a new rudder put on. Doesn't it look pretty? We took it to MSO Marine dry dock next because we discovered the bottom was rotten and we had to have the whole thing cut off. It was heartbreaking, but the new steel they put on was thick and rather expensive. So Nate and I felt we needed to go and check up, see what it looked like. The work was pretty impressive, whether it was fixing it, repainting it, or just redoing work like it is here around the stern of the boat. But regular checkups are required before the day when we could say, "Yay, she's pretty again!" We had a couple of great Christmases at Staines and lots of trips out, but the day came when we needed to move. We needed somewhere for Nate to go to school. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's the fastest it's gone all day, sadly.
Where's the boat going to? Tell me. She arrived at Yarmouth, towed there. She looked really small, but it was great to have her because we'd moved to Beccles. And Simon began her first trip down to the boatyard on the River Raveney. And the rest then is the history that we've made with lots of friends we've met since we arrived in Beccles.